Poosh XL on face value looks a lot like games like Geometry Wars. It, however, plays much different in that your only objective is to push forward while avoiding any obstacles, all the while cementing your place in the leaderboard. The mechanics of the game are fairly simple. You have an arrow that indicates the direction that you're going to go, and based on how much the arrow is filled, it indicates the distance that you'll travel. Along the way, you'll encounter obstacles that you have to navigate across, and power-ups that will make the journey a bit easier. Not all power-ups are built the same though, with the shield power-up being incredibly strong, allowing you to crash through several obstacles compared to the increased weight, which allows you to maintain positioning in spite of black holes and treadmills. As you make it further, you'll see the distance traveled by those that stream the game, which always work to make me feel a little better upon passing them. Poosh XL offers a challenge mode, where you'll navigate a predetermined set of obstacles. Here, you'll find carefully crafted levels that you will push your way to your limits. There are 12 levels to complete, and if you manage to beat a level, you'll unlock the character for future use in arcade mode. Poosh checks a couple of boxes for arcade lovers. For starters, it is easy to jump in and out of, with rounds lasting 1 or 2 minutes depending on how far you make it. You are seamlessly able to reset the round after failing, allowing you to get right back into the action. The biggest upside that the game has going for it is its challenge mode. Here, you'll encounter many of the arcade mechanics, but with unique twists, such as spinning wheels that are substantially bigger or narrow pathways that require timing and patience. I felt that this part of the game was more enjoyable, largely because of the way that the arcade mode can sometimes feel like you did everything right and still fail. Knowing that the challenge mode was designed in a way where success is possible and knowing what is coming next makes it much easier to accept that it was your fault when you failed. The downsides to this game are fairly apparent early on. You will love it or hate it, as what you get early on is what you will largely get for the remainder of the time that you stick with it. There are no real incentives to keep playing in terms of unlockables for the arcade mode. Oddly enough, all of the unlockables are tied to the challenge mode, making it odd that the focus of the game seems to be on the prior. You're able to plan ahead, but there are moments where you watch your characters slowly meet their fate, as you do not have enough time to build up momentum and orient your character correctly before you crash into an obstacle. This can sometimes be incredibly frustrating, as it was most apparent in a couple of the challenges and as you push higher for scores in the arcade mode. There are a few times where I quit the game for a couple of days before coming back to it as a result. Poosh XL catches your interest in terms of its design and gameplay. There's definitely something here. I spent roughly 3 hours playing it and will likely come back to it, not for the arcade mode that it boasts, but rather to complete some of the more elusive challenges. As such, it lacks some of the staying power of other arcade games. At $4.99, it is not a must-buy. Rather, fans of the genre might be interested, and those looking for a good challenge may get a kick out of the challenge mode. I hope that there are some minor tweaks made to make the arcade more enjoyable, namely different variety in terms of obstacles, slight adjustments in terms of recharge rate for your characters, and some unlockables tied to your success. If you have any recommendations for me to review, leave it in the comments section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.